Welcome to Fjook Enterprises. I'm your host Fjook, and with me, as always, well,
It's
not always,
Anthony.
but with me, like most times, is
Anthony.
you've had some medical issues in the past month and a half.
Yep, since mid September hasn't been fun.
More than a month and a half. 3 months. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, like they say, GERD isn't fun, and it was caused by the hospital, so that even makes it funner. The medication's free.
How are you feeling now?
Today's a good day or a good evening, so I'm feeling fine. I feel normal.
Have you managed to see any movies in the past couple months?
The last movie I saw in the movie theater was Johnny English 3.
Yeah.
How was Johnny English 3?
It
How is
was
the
better
Johnny
than
English franchise?
It's fairly hit or miss. It's a good parody on like the whole James Bond motif. The first one was great. The second one was completely forgettable. The third one was good. Although you could tell that they had a limited budget for special effects.
Did that take you out of the movie?
Oh no, I knew what I was in for, so a good cheesy B comedy parody on the James Bond franchise, and this was like a parody on the whole everything. Well, a lot of the newer like spy thrillers have been like more technology based. This is like no, we have to go back to the whole spy roots, eliminate the technology, and prove that technology is actually a hindrance to good old bumbling.
Sounds like it's a Mr. Bean parody as well.
Well, no, it is Rowan Atkinson, so it is what it is. He's
I
got
don't
a
get
good
that.
range.
Refresh my memory who that actor is.
Rowan Atkinson is Mr. Bean. He also plays in Blackadder, and in the Johnny English trilogy, he plays other roles.
Is he
I
like
think
the Mike Myers? Is it like Mike Myers where Austin Powers where Mike Myers plays all those roles?
no. So in Johnny English, he just plays Johnny English, where he's playing like a James Bond type character, and then in Mr. Bean, obviously, he's just Mr. Bean, and then in Blackadder, he plays like a military personnel.
He's not
The bean doesn't.
he's not playing himself when he's doing Mr. Bean.
No, he's playing a character called Mr. Bean, and I think Mr. Bean is a television series plus it's two movies.
I've seen one of the movies.
The one from the 90s or the one from the mid 2000s? I
Mid
think
2000s.
the 2000s. So that's I think Mr. Bean's Vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, I enjoyed that one except for the ending.
What's wrong with the ending? I don't remember the ending at all.
It was just him like walking and a very odd song in the background.
Okay.
Or I thought it was not fitting for the film, but whatever. Not much other than the D&D campaign, but we can go to what movie you've seen lately before we go into D&D. That's a rabbit hole and a half.
So, as you're well aware, because I keep telling you to see it,
And I haven't.
I've recently seen Venom.
And how was that?
How do I put this? It was a very good movie, just like Blade was a very good movie. But if you go back and watch Blade, it is very... It checks off the tropes that it does. It doesn't try and hide the fact that it's a comic book movie or that it's about an anti-hero. At least that's what I remember from watching Blade recently.
But that's fine. It fits that niche, and it hits that craving. Every so often, you just need a movie that knows what it is. You need a good just action superhero type film, or in this case, anti-hero, and at least it doesn't try to be what it's not.
Some of the lines are very corny, but then again, when you're in a situation when you want to come up with a one-liner, sometimes you come up with a crappy one-liner, like blowing in the wind like a turd.
Well,
which is in the trailer.
Yeah, but it can't be any worse than Star Wars Episode 2, where it's like, sand is coarse.
The issue with Episode 2, and specifically that scene, is he had a whole space flight to think up a few days on the planet, and that's the best he could do? Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, the best he could come up with is sand is coarse. It gets everywhere.
He's not a romantic. And, you watch the original trilogy, he doesn't ever come across as a romantic. He knows Luke's his son. He's not very soft and emotional with him either.
What do you enjoy about Episode 2?
Not very much. As you know, it's my least favorite out of the 6.
I also know you like it more than you like Episode 8.
True. What do I like about it? Probably the Camino fight scene is probably my favorite thing, and probably Anakin going to Padme and going, "I killed them all. I killed the moms, and the fathers, and the babies," and I just can't help but laugh. So
you didn't like when
so
R2-D2 got put on a droid body?
You mean C-3PO?
Yes.
C-3PO? Yes. Die, Jedi, die. What am I saying?
I feel bad for the droid in that case. More than I feel bad for C-3PO.
I don't feel bad for either of them.
So,
some just burp louder than others.
Sure.
So I see you have a new headset.
No, this is the same headset that I've had for a while.
Oh, so you have any new equipment?
Not yet. I'm going to have to upgrade to Windows 10 sooner rather than later, so...
But don't you have a speaker or something? Or a mic?
Yes, the mic you bought me, which is set up on my table, but I'm not sitting at the table, so...
Okay.
It's sitting at the table. It will be used, and it has been used. It's been much appreciated.
I hope the people that have complained about the light quality, the sound quality, and the editing quality is mainly my bad, but the sound and lighting should be better because I have a mic, you have a mic, you're not using it, and I have a webcam, so hopefully all those issues are fixed.
Well, also, I think when we had issues before, I was using my cell phone for the videos, and
Not
I think
all of
that...
them.
Really? I think for most of them, I was using my cell phone to record it.
Anyways, the quality should be better now.
Yep.
So why is D&D a rabbit hole?
So I guess it depends. Like I'm saying it's a rabbit hole because it can go in so many directions for a conversation. It can go with what has happened in the campaign we're playing in. It could go into the 1E campaign and its status. It can go in where we're currently going in my campaign. It can go into your future campaign. And then just random reading. Like this evening, I've found a Final Fantasy D20.com.
It looks like it's for Pathfinder.
It is for, well, it's using the Pathfinder system, but it's modified greatly because they have limit breaks and they've modified the magic system.
It feels like it's more modern Final Fantasy.
That's what I get the feeling of as I've been reading it. So if I were to ever utilize this, I'd probably amend it so that it feels like more old school, like Final Fantasy VI or Tactics. Things I'm familiar with.
You played Tactics?
Oh, I love Tactics. I played it on the PS1.
Because
I think I kind of ended around 9, and that was like the last one on the PS1, if I'm not mistaken. Well, 6 is old school. If you look at the list of Final Fantasy games, well, what we call Final Fantasy 3 or 6 is pretty high up in that original list, so it is getting pretty old.
What would you classify as old school? Is it just two categories, old school and new school for Final Fantasy, or would you have more categories than that?
Well, I think for Final Fantasy, they have enough mobile games to have that as a category. And then I find the latest, or the last few Final Fantasies have been MMOs, or they've tried going into that stream, or retried going into that stream, and then they've had a few Final Fantasies, but I think it was Final Fantasy 11 or 12 or 13. They had like 2, 3, or 4 different versions of that one game, but they are branching off with other titles like Dissidia and whatnot as well that incorporate their older heroes. Well, even their modern heroes as well. Yeah, we should. It's been some twists and turns, and then we could go in depth with like the few small things like side adventures that you guys either opted out or missed, but then also the stories that, or the things that you did that kind of threw wrenches, or...
Besides killing the king, I don't think I did many wrenches, but that's a topic for another day.
You guys killed a priest. Well, not you directly, but you were definitely involved with that. You proposed the idea, not to kill the priest, but to rob the temple.
I still want to talk to you after this, but right now. Thank you all for joining us. We'll hopefully put out videos more than once every 2 months, starting now.
Well, now that I'm feeling much better, and I'm alive.
Yeah, that helps.
Yep.